All right, so the 2021 race season is over. It's now winter time. So it's been something I've been waiting to do for a while. I just haven't done it because I didn't want to miss a race event, and what I'm going to show you wasn't stopping me from racing. So I just kind of kept going at it, and I was like, you know, I'm going to wait till wintertime, wait till it's all done, and it's all officially done. So I think most people would agree, and I definitely, you know, the car is easily a 5-foot car. I love taking pictures of her, and you can't see some of these defects. That being said, what you're about to see is, I think what happened was they just sort of, the body shop, you know, 3 years ago, put some glazing putty or spot putty in the car, and just, you know, to even out some of the body lines and whatnot, and they just didn't allow it to flash off properly or whatever, and they just shot paint right over it. So it went from like a good body, you know, fast forward about 8 months to a year, then like a little bubble would appear like the size of my pinky nail. Then fast forward to, you know, I don't know, to now they're like the size of a thumbnail. It has irked the crap out of me. Super bothered me, and really you couldn't see him most of the time unless you know, got in the right light or something was hitting it just right and you're like, oh, there it is. But you would see him. So I've decided to paint the car. The car is staying the same color, let that be known right now. Let me just show you these clips real quick and we'll come back. All right, here it is.
Here it is.
Let's see. This is 1500 grit sandpaper. We're gonna start light. I already poked it. Like, it's almost like it moves around like it's like the car is wrapped. It's weird. I mean, I can push. I'm pushing hard. It's not going anywhere. Can't believe I'm doing this. I'm committed now, right? All right, you can see I kind of went to the other one a little bit too. It's crazy how much bigger it looks once it's hit. It didn't pop or anything. All right, so I sanded a little bit more. You can actually see the old paint. That's like primer or something coming through, but other bubble is somewhere over here. But if you listen, a little air pocket or something. All right, so kind of you can sort of see it. I don't know, it's like still there. This is the white paint. It's almost like, all right, forming surge. Oh, it's like it was bad prep. Ooh, nope. Interesting, not good, but interesting. All right, so here's the one next to it. Again, still. So the red kind of goes away, right? As I sand it, the red goes away and it goes into like a primer. And then now you can see where I've kind of hit into bare metal. So I'm gonna have to put some etching primer on that, obviously, but I don't know. All right, that's wild, I know, right? So just like anything, you know, the idea of the project starts and then I just went down a deep rabbit hole. So here's what it looks like right now. Crazy, right? So I've kind of sanded, right? Like, so here was a bubble, for instance. So you can see I kind of sanded a little bit further and I might even go a little bit more. I went much further than the bubble already was. There was 2 here and there was 1 here. So now when I tap them, you don't hear like that little bubbly sound that was in the previous clips. There was 1 up there, some weird spots. As you see, I obviously went back down to white. It's kind of cool to watch the color of the car, like, you know, the original color, and then it sort of steps its way around, and white was the OEM color. But, so there's that. I want to talk about this trim here in a second, but as I was going through the car, you know, I was like, all right, well, what else do we got to do? So while I'm in here, I was talking about masking off the sunroof, and I'm like, I don't want to tape. I want to tape the least amount as possible. I don't want tape lines on this. Please, Mark, you know, this is gonna be the last one this thing's painted. I want her done and just looking, you know, race car, show car, a little bit of everything, right? So to get the sunroof out, I had to take to get the sunroof motor out, you gotta drop the headliner. Well, I can't drop the headliner because I got the auto power roll bar in it. So I gotta take the roll bar out, which means I gotta take the seats out and so forth. So all that is out, and now the interior is a disaster. Not in a bad way. I've just kind of pulled it all, right? So I'm gonna do the door jambs. I'm going the same color again, but I'm gonna do the door jambs just to you know, be safe. Like, look right here. Look at that. It was just probably just bad prep, right? So I'm gonna pull this off, which is crazy because I had all this off to begin with the body shop. So if you want to get something done right, you know, saying goes, just do it yourself. And here we are, doing it myself now. But interior is out, roll bar is out, sunroof is out. And that quarter panel, that whole like rear interior quarter panel that back there, pulling the roll bar out, I kind of broke it a little bit. It'll still work, it kind of irks me, so I might look for another one. I might try to just fix it the best I can, we'll see. The problem with the sunroof is, I decided to pull it at this point, was I've had them for a while, but probably after about a year, the sunroof, if you know on a CRX, you know, you open it and it lifts up and then it retracts. So CRX Seth has a phenomenal video, I'll put it in the description. I followed his video and I ended up using the 3D printed Greg Parts lifters here, and I kind of just resprayed some of those components, put some grease in the cable. I'm gonna end up cleaning this sunroof panel assembly up just a bit more. This is just like, just dust, but so that works now. I tested it manually, it works, so I can't wait to have my sunroof back, you know, fully working, because I haven't opened it in a while because it would scratch across the paint. So all that being said, the passenger side is not fully done, but I kind of want to get started on the driver's side a little bit, and then once the driver's side's pretty good too, I'm going to go back over the entire thing and we'll go from there. If you do notice, obviously the hood, fenders, and doors are on. They're all going to be painted separately. I'm pretty much going to do rear quarters, roof, A-pillars, and then probably the doors one other day, then the fenders together, then the bumpers together, hood and the sunroof, something like that. But the front end assembly will be a different video. Let me get after this rear side now. I know I'm talking a bit. Just want to kind of explain myself on why, you know, this is what it is. I'm taking all the trim off, yada yada. But yeah, let's get started here. So again, I don't want to tape around. I'm gonna have to tape around some stuff, right? But tape minimal. These clips were all brand new in here when I put this on, so we got to be as gentle as possible. These actually typically come off pretty easy. There we go. So those are still good intact. And those are all good. Awesome. So I'm gonna bagging that up. And now I'll just kind of simply tape around that. And look at that. Come on, guys. Man, talk about being ridiculous. Frustrating is what it is. I know you'd never see that because it was being covered, but well, it's gonna be done right this time. Yep, you can critique it and say that I'm not pulling the window, but I'm not pulling back quarter windows or the windshield. I'm gonna do my best around it. I think I can do it. All right, so now that the window's clean, here's what one of these looks like. As you can see, it's pulling the trim back, which is super nice. So you don't gotta tape the actual trim and try to pull tape off and have a potential of a tape line. So it looks like this. It's made by 3M. I'll put the link in the description below. It's perforated. I've kind of found 2 of them. Sort of works best, maybe 3, but not any more than 3, and I'll show you kind of why. But it comes in a roll like so. And it's pretty simple here. So this plastic piece here it's probably not as stiff as a credit card, but it's pretty stiff here, and everything that's white here has got an adhesive. So you simply just sort of stick it in the trim. I've been kind of overlapping them about a ½ inch. Then once it's where you want it, between the trim and the car, peel it like so. And then all you do is I kind of just grab the back here, put some tension on it, and you'll see it kind of pulls the trim away like so. And push down on the windshield, which is why I cleaned it, just so I know it sticks, and boom. You can already kind of see how it's pulling back. So that way what I can do is when I go to paint, I can get paint up in there and then when I'm done, just pull these off and let the trim just fold itself back over the paint, and I've got to deal with the paint line. Super cool little thing. Kind of excited that I found it because I did not want to mess with all the paint lines. And I know this might be a little more time consuming, but trying to just get this done one time and hopefully be done for, you know, the rest of this car's life, unless I go to do a color change. All right, so fast forward a good chunk of time, and pretty much the car is wrapped up there. It's all there. We kind of masked this off. Still in debate whether or not to take off the actual hatch. Because realistically, it's got tan paint that's doing well, but I do want to just kind of paint in here, as you can see, just little nicks. So I'd like to at least paint up in this area. So maybe cover the struts and we'll go from there. But as we pull the doors off, I already kind of prepped the other side, but you can kind of see there's some surface rust here and there. I've already kind of lightly sanded on that. So I'm going to grind the actual rust off, and then we're going to use some of the Pour 15, let that cure, and then we'll throw some etching primer over it, and that way we can paint it. So you can kind of see there, I've already kind of cleaned up well. So without further ado, let's just skip to a little bit of grinding and some Pour 15. All right, so this is the kit I bought, something small, really not that inexpensive. So here's what the side looks like. It already tells you to mix the degreaser, which is step 1, 4-to-1, with hot water. So we already did that. Step 2 now, it comes in this little metal prep container like so. You're supposed to leave on there for 30 minutes. So I'm gonna try to just stick this brush in here. There you go, I can't do that with both hands. Got a little bit on there. I don't know how much of this you need. All right, so it's been sitting for 30 minutes. I don't know what we did to this can. We moderately destroyed it, as you can see. So now it says to wipe this stuff on. Let's give this a little bit of a, oh, this is kind of thick. Oh yeah. It says to leave this then for 2 to 6 hours, and then it says to sand it, right?
Yeah, it says it normally takes 2 to 6 hours to cure. You probably want to turn on the heater though, or I guess if you're letting it sit overnight.
Yeah, I'm gonna let this sit overnight.
And then we could mount that.
Mallet this down just to get it
Normal.
Yeah.
So,
Do you want to hold it?
And then down in there, I'll just honestly just hit it with some fucking some tan spray paint.
Yeah.
Like, you'll never see it.
no, just as long as it doesn't rust.
Yeah, that's the kicker. I will say from sitting here looking, maybe because the headlight's not in, this looks like it's like sagging now.
It looked that way before.
Did it? Okay.
Yeah, but you can see the center. It sags both ways.
Yeah, true. And this is obviously too low because I don't have it. It's not bolted in or anything.
Yeah. But yeah, this filler piece should be flat.
So after we put that in, then we could put the bumper on mock just to see how the bumper then lines up with this headlight, just as a
yes. Well,
move on or not.
we got the top, and then let's see how the bottom looks.
Fingers crossed. I'll try to judge how much it moves.
Hey Peach, can you get on the other side of this?
Yeah.
I'm just not
I got you.
tall enough. You looking at it?
I'm looking at it. Ooh. That definitely moved. I'm not saying bad, dude. You can do another.
Go again.
Yeah, go again. I don't think it's doing anything now.
Oh, it's definitely.
Yeah. Maybe let's just test fit, maybe. I'll give one more. Yeah. Let's see.
You can definitely see right
Yeah.
Here where
it's
it's.
pulling it
That
out.
first one though was
Yeah.
like major.
Yeah, the first one moved like it was.
Yeah.
And then the other ones are just kind of like, eh.
I just love that the weight on that thing, you just basically move it to the end and it does all the work for you. Quarter.
I got a precision arm hit strength. Like.
And then if we get it that close, we could literally bolt it up, bring down the hood,
Yeah.
see where it sits, bring it up, whack.
Yeah.
Whack.
And then I'll bolt it in and it's gonna stay there for the rest of its life. Well, I'm gonna spray paint it first, but.
Yeah.
Sent it, dude.
It's right there.
Well, yeah, but I don't know where the hood lines up to it though. I won't move my hand right now at all. So we know it lines up with it, you know what I mean?
Oh damn.
And it'll hold up just fine.
Well, you're also gonna have the splitter on the bottom to keep it.
To keep like a bottom support. No, just hold the side, the top. It's just gonna rest on the bar itself.
Yeah.
Ooh, that is way better. Exponentially better.
Show the other side.
Yeah, I know. That's flush. Super. We got like a. I think that'll show it. Big like overbite. No overbite.
Oh yeah.
It's just way better.
Yep.
All right.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Next.
Hit next.
Okay, so maybe I was overshooting. It was saying only an hour and a half to do it all.
It always is that way though. If you look at the adjusters too, this adjuster's like almost all the way down. I think that one's got like 2 more threads, just to kind of like even the height of the hood.
Now let's try it.
The only thing I hate about that is filling the damn check in the reservoir.
A little too low.
That's fine.
But they're in the hole.
Yeah, I can come up.
But
That's
it looks
super
like it's
easy.
centered now.
Yeah, that's easy. Obviously, when we take the hood off, I'm gonna put it back on for paint. That's gonna be the like.
The final.
We know that it went on. So it's a matter of just like finding its exact homes.
Yeah.
But all right, we're cool. That's super cool. Let's just do the. Let's do the passengers.
Just whack it around.
Yeah.
Look at this. Before, like,
Oh yeah, it's.
and then it's like right here.
So I feel like you should almost like knock that out, like. It's straight now.
Now there's a fucking gap. Well, now the other side has a crease up.
Yeah.
What?
Well, we didn't
Oh.
knock the other side all the way down.
We're fine. No one's gonna notice it. That bitch lines up. We'll notice it, but
Right there.
So now close the hood and see.
well, you know, throw the bolts in. We can put the bolts in and leave the bottom out.
That's true.
And then we can
See what that.
This side is pretty good, but the corner, maybe just a little.
I'm gonna sound really crazy right now, but
Fuck it and send it.
what if we just space the bottom? All I'm doing is just pulling the bottom.
Yeah.
Like, maybe this actually needs to go up,
What do you think, Joe? The center needs to come.
I think
out.
this needs to come
down.
down a little bit just to match
Yeah,
this.
yeah. So this corner down, spacers down here. And to be fair,
Well, the corner could come down if we just hit right here on the headlight bucket.
yes. Yes.
I mean, if you're comparing like the two,
Yeah.
when you hold it up,
Yep.
the corner of this is like kind of flush with the bottom here.
Yep.
And here you got like
It's
maybe a
below
half an inch down.
But if we hit this side down,
oh,
it'll
it
push
would
it
do
down.
it. Yeah, I
Because
think.
the headlights should be farther down.
All right, I know that video might have seemed all over the place. So started with sanding, and then I wanted to realign the front end. The car was involved in an accident, you know, I don't know when, early 2000s. I really didn't care. The body looked rough, you know, roughly straight when I got it. It did have a Civic front end on it, which told me something was weird, but there was no real rust. So that was kind of the point where I bought it, you know, early 2000s. But so I don't know if anybody's noticed it. Now that I'm saying it, kind of go back and look, maybe some old photos, whatever. But the front end right now is 10 times better than it was. Ignore the bottom gap here. We got to pick the bar up in the middle. But before, as Matt would call it, had an overbite. So the hood would actually overlap the bumper quite a bit. Hood would overlap the headlights. Not a huge ordeal, as you saw. It was a little crew maybe we were doing with the slide hammer and just banging on it, but everything aligns. I mean, it is beautiful. We were using his sedan as a reference piece, kind of, to, you know, how much gaps in here, this and that. Again, not perfect, but I'd say it was like a D+, C- before, and now it's probably a solid B+. So that's aligned. So now the bumper, fenders, and hood are gonna kind of come back off as they were just there for aligning rough, you know, purposes. I gotta drill all the rivets out on the hood vents, you know, so I don't have to tape things. But before I do that, next up is the body still. So I'd say it's probably 90% sanded. Spent a lot of time, you know, in the nooks and crannies, just sort of getting in here where like paint was chipping. Super pain in the butt, but I got all of it. I got little areas like up here. I still got to hit little nooks and crannies, but overall not a ton. So I need to kind of just get that done. And the goal is to really paint it maybe next week. I'm gonna be spraying a Speedo coat epoxy primer sealer on it. And after that, I'm gonna throw some guide coat over it, just as a rough little thing. I don't wanna get too crazy with the car like that, but I said that about, you know, painting it, and here we are. So hopefully I don't get too crazy with it, but again, the goal was sort of before Christmas, if I could have this thing, the body at least, painted. And then I'll slowly start working the hood, fenders. Those are gonna be super fast. You know, I'm gonna take the moldings off and it's just gonna be a quick like scuff, prime, shoot, you know, super fast, should be. So another thing I'm gonna do in the upcoming videos, these little buttons, little push buttons. Some people use them to put their hoods on, all kinds of things. What I wanna do is ignore obviously the height here. We need to, again, pick the bar up, yada, yada, move it back. But I want to put maybe like one up here and one down here. Not sure how we're gonna attach it yet. But the goal is so I can just sort of eliminate stuff like this and just have two push buttons on the sides and bumper comes off. That way if I need to like service anything in here or just, you know, do a good double check on any piping, lines, blah, blah, blah. Really easy just to remove the bumper. I can leave the splitter on. I'm not gonna take any lights out. Just a quick, a quick disconnect bumper. That's the goal. So that being said, that'll be upcoming. Painting's upcoming, and really hopefully just reassembly. Sure, I don't want to give him a shout out. I'll put his Instagram in the comments, but he drew the car, which was super cool. Then I took the image and tried my best in Photoshop to make it cuttable so I could cut it on my Cricut. And well, that's what I came out with. Super happy with it. I think it's super cool. Probably make a couple for a track season. I'll put a picture up or something. I put Honda on the back, blah, blah, blah. But I think he did a great job on it. And I guess one more thing I do want to add. I am thinking about getting seats. Buddy Club, I don't know the model number, but if anybody's got any experience with any seats, I'm taking all kinds of suggestions. The Corbos are cool. They work. I'm not blaming my driving on them, but it would be nice to be a little more shoulder-wise in the car, just for maybe a little more just stable and just feel more confident. Because the brakes, I think I've got those settled. I have Carbotech XP10s that are here. They're going to go on before the season. Hopefully that solves my brake pad issue. And I think I know why I haven't really liked the braking this entire time, which I'll get into another video when I go to do the brakes. But I'm pretty sure between Matt and I, mainly Matt, he's figured out why I'm not super happy with the brakes. He wasn't too enthused with them after he just drove it at ASR. And John, Garage Built Hondas, when I let him drive the car, also wasn't super enthused with them. And again, I think I figured out why. So as usual, I appreciate everybody for watching. If you guys have any comments, questions, concerns with the body that you see that I'm doing wrong, or want to just message me and give me some pointers, I'm all ears. Because this is not, my thing. I didn't paint the car originally because I hate body work. I've grown to like painting after the result when you see it, but this prep is just killing me. A little OCD, and it just takes a while. And my OCD of prepping the car kind of like takes over, and I feel like it's never gonna get done, but I'm gonna get this done. I'm going to get this done, and it's hopefully gonna be better than it was before. So if anybody's got any questions, comments, concerns about anything, throw it down in the comments below, message me on Instagram, whatever the case is. I always appreciate everybody chatting and checking out my videos. So with that being said, stay tuned for the next video.